Hello everyone, it is March 1 and welcome to the start of a brand new reading vlog. I will be reading two anticipated releases. The first one's already come out, which is One Italian Summer by Serle, and the second one is This My Touch by Stephanie Wrobel. So you would have heard me talk about these. If not, I'll leave a link to my March TBR somewhere in the video and also in the description down below if you want to check that out. And I'm hoping to get these books done in a reasonable time. Just these past 2 months have been so busy and so stressful. Well, not as stressful, but it's just been so many changes and so many things happening. Like, things are still happening if you watch the news, but I'm feeling a bit better about things. I've been watching like a little bit more booktube and I feel good about reading. Like, I feel, and don't jinx myself, please don't jinx myself, I really do feel like March could be my month to get back into it and to defeat this reading slump I've had since last year around June, July time. God damn, that is the longest reading slump I've ever had. Like, I've been reading books, but I just haven't been enjoying them, you know? Or just haven't had the mental capacity to want to get back into reading. But yes, nonetheless, we are starting off with some anticipated reads. I haven't started One Italian Summer just yet. I've read the first page in the chapter or something like that, and I want to hopefully get this book done by the 3rd of March because that is when This My Touch comes out. I am going to leave this introduction here. It's gone on too long already, and I'll come back to you when I've done some reading. It's Wednesday now. I ended up working last night and I just did not get any more reading done. Usually when I do a night shift, I don't want to read because I'm usually pretty tired because the work I do is it's a little physical. It's physical work. So yeah, I do not get a chance to read, but I have Wednesday and Thursday off and I plan to get this book, One Italian Summer I'm talking about, done. So far, I'm 2 chapters into One Italian Summer, right? And I'm a little bit conflicted about the character. It's clear that she has a very, very good relationship with her mother because we open up with the funeral of the mother. The mother's name is Carol, the main protagonist's name is Katie. So that's how the book opens up, with the funeral of the mother. And I'm up to the part where Katie has decided that she's just going to go to the Amalfi Coast anyway on their 2-week trip that her and her mother were going to go on before her mother tragically fell ill and then sadly passed away. I don't know how I feel about the mother and daughter relationship. It seems a little bit like the daughter is a little too dependent. Either that or they just have a really strong relationship. Yes, I have a very good strong relationship with my mother, but I can take care of myself. I don't need to live 2 hours away from my parents because I'm that close to them. Let me pull you a little bit closer, hey? You know what I mean? She has a very good relationship. It's been said in the book that she needs to live 2 hours away from them to live. Meanwhile, she went from California, I believe it was, all the way over to New York. So, Culver City is in California, right? Culver City, isn't that near Nevada and Las Vegas or something? I don't even know. It's good that they have a good relationship. It's just because my family and I are so different. Not in a bad way, we are close and all that kind of stuff. It's just really different. It just kind of seems like she's a little bit dependent and she's very, because Katie's married, right? And she doesn't think she can ever be married to her husband again. Her mother's death is making her reconsider her life choices, basically because the mother had said they got married very young, Katie and her husband, right? And so the mother was like, are you sure you want to do this so young in your life? You're still young, you still got a life to live, you still have experiences to experience, you know? And they were like, yeah, we'll do it. But now it seems like Katie's having second thoughts. And she's very possessive of her mother. She's because the husband is very close with Katie's parents as well. So Katie's like, I'm the only one that should be upset here, buddy, not you, kind of thing. And meanwhile, the husband's like, well, I'm close with them too, you know. It's just that kind of tension. I guess it is quite realistic because I do believe some people would be like that. It kind of threw me off. It's kind of such a strong emotion. And Katie's mother, Carol, does seem like a pretty strong, very strong strongly loved woman. Like, she gives us such a strong love and affection. I don't know if the problem is Carol or Katie. I don't know. It just seems like Carol has like a say in everything in Katie's life. Like, when Katie like remodeled her house a little bit, remodeled her kitchen, the mother had an input. Shouldn't Katie have an input? Whenever Katie went to go on holidays or to like trips, and Carol, the mother, would come over and tell her what to wear. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of confusing. Like, I can understand that. Like, can she not defend for herself? Can she not fend for herself? It's just, I don't know, it's just like a little confusing there, a little bit. I will see if I enjoy it a little bit more when we get to the Italian parts, because we are getting very close to the Italian aspect. Maybe when we get to see Carol as like a 30-year-old. Like, as a 30-year-old woman, maybe I will enjoy it a little bit more. Like, I'm not disliking it, it's just kind of like, whoa, slow down, buddy. With Katie and her emotions, I mean. Like, I feel like if my mother were to die, yeah, it'd be so fucking emotional, but I think I would be fine after. Maybe we'd be, blah, blah, blah. I just woke up, I'm sorry. Maybe we're just different people, you know? But yeah, it's just like, kapow, whoa, what the fuck, calm down. It's like you're the only one. Like, yeah, they have a very close relationship, and Katie said if anyone were to ask Carol, the mother, who her one and only is, Carol would say, it's my daughter. Shouldn't it kind of, I, I don't know, it's like a very strong relation. Oh god, nearly choked. Like, a very strong familial mother-daughter relationship. Don't get me wrong, my mother and I do have a pretty damn good strong relationship too. Me and my parents do, but if I were to move halfway around the world, I think I could handle myself just fine. Yeah, that's just my thoughts so far. Anyway, I've been rambling on for too long and I gotta have breakfast because I'm hungry. What time is it? Oh god, no, not 7. Flippin' hell. It's around 1:40ish now in the afternoon. Just had dinner. My parents and I shared a cob loaf. Oh, it was delicious, but holy cow, am I full. It's 3 different types of cheese. Cream cheese, cream, bacon, onion, and there is this specific bread called cob loaf bread, but I ended up getting a free sourdough bread, so I was like, hey, I'll take some free bread, because someone at work knows someone at the bakery where, like, a little mall where I work, basically. This person ended up getting free bread from the baker because she knows this person that works in the bakery. And she had 2 loaves of bread. One was a fruit bread, which is like sultanas and stuff, and the other one was a sourdough bread. And I thought to myself, because the lady that I was relieving last night for work, she said, look, you can take a bread if you want to. I won't be eating both, so whichever one you want, you can have. And I was like, ooh, sourdough sounds nice. And I know my parents wanted to have a cob loaf. So I thought, ooh, sourdough sounds actually quite nice. And it was beautiful, because sometimes if you cook the cob loaf a bit too much, it makes it a little bit too dry. So with the sourdough, it was really moist and melt in your mouth. It was like crunchy crust and like really soft, fluffy, just freshly made bread on the inside. And it was made fresh too. The bread was like made last night, not last night, yesterday. Holy cow, it was delicious, but I'm so full. But yeah, like, most of my time was spent trying to find a type of cheese and cream. I found the other stuff no problem, but because we've been having flooding in Queensland, like, we're fine where we live, or where I live, but there is flooding, so a lot of our stock isn't coming in. So the store I work in, I ended up going there to buy the last 2 items that we needed for it. Had it for lunch, it was really bloody delicious. So the things I wanted to do today got pushed aside, but I do have a day off tomorrow, which makes me happy. So that being said, I'm going to finish off, well, actually start editing my wrap up, and I haven't done much reading yet. I will let you know when I have. I just wanted to update you to see where I was at. So I'm going to stop rambling, get editing, and I'll see you soon. Okay, it is around midnight now, and just like I had predicted to myself, I am up to page 100 now, like dead on 100. I am reading this via ebook, It is a goal of mine to get it done tomorrow night. It's good so far. I'm really, really liking the Italian landscape and the food. Oh my god. The food is so like beautifully talked about. That's making me a little hungry, and that's not such a good thing because I shouldn't be eating at midnight. I'm just liking it so far. Like I'm liking it. It's not like wow, it's so good, but it's good. I like it. We got introduced to a new character that is a bit predictable. Like when you meet this character, you think, oh yeah, this is a love interest, it's kind of predictable in that way. We have met the mother as she is younger, and she's definitely much more different than she was when she was older, like before she sadly passed away. And Katie is thinking, do I really know my mother? Like she was so different from before to when I knew her, when Katie knew her mother. And it's just about that she kind of regrets not asking her more questions about herself. Like Katie regrets not asking her mother Carol questions about herself is what I'm trying to say. But I think this holiday, not holiday, well it kind of is a holiday. I think it'll be good for her. For her to think about life. It might bring more life into her, and I'm curious to see how it's going to end. And on ebook, the chapters are nice and short as well, so I'm kind of like getting through it pretty quickly. I apologize about this angling, it's something to be desired, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's not too bad so far. Don't really have too many thoughts. I will see you tomorrow because I want to sleep now because I'm getting a little sleepy. But it is so good to get back into reading, to just come into my room, lay in my bed and read. Like I haven't done this in a long time. Like I haven't just sat in here for hours and just read a book. I haven't done this for so long and it feels so good. So yeah, I'm gonna see you tomorrow when I have read more. So I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, I hope this is not too awkward, but hello, it is Thursday. Just got back from watching Uncharted, and I liked it. It was good. Adventure, action, fast paced. It's good. Gonna go have lunch now because I'm really hungry. And then I'll go home, do things, and then read. So. So awkward. Anyway, it's like very hot in my car right now. I'm gonna have lunch. I'm really hungry. Catch up with you soon. I am up to page 155 now in One Italian Summer by Rebecca Serle. I'm liking it. I'm just liking it. It's fine. It does have some good quotes about living life in the present, in the now, and being aware of the present and being just present in the now, and to grasp life in both hands and take it in both hands and live life fully and live life when you're young and do all the things you want to do when you're young. Like live freely. Don't make like decisions that could hamper that. Like don't make long lasting choices and decisions because you think that they're right, or like don't get married young, have relationships. It's all about living life when you're young kind of thing, it seems like. And that was a similar message to In 5 Years as well. I can definitely finish it tonight. Like I have 80 pages left. I can easily get it done tonight. So we'll see how it goes towards the end of this book. I'm hoping it's good. And yeah, that's all I have to say so far. Hello, it is Friday now. I got back from work like around, well, how long ago? Like just say nearly 2 hours ago. Had dinner. Oh gosh, I gotta sneeze. No, I don't. Running away. Okay. I finished One Italian Summer by Rebecca Serle, and never have I ever felt more mixed, more confused about how I feel about a book. I don't want to say too much about it because I want to keep most of it for the wrap up. All I can say is it was a little predictable. I didn't like the characters, but yet I still liked it. Did we really get to see Italy? Yes, in the fact that Italy is known for its incredible food. The scenery for Italy was good, I think. I was meant to go to Italy in 2020, but we all know what happened there, so I really don't know for myself, but it was fine, the scenery, I guess. It does have a bit of a time travel element like in 5 years, although I think I kind of like in 5 years a little bit more. I thought the relationship between the mother and daughter, Katie being the daughter, Carol being the mother, was a little. Can Katie not think for herself? Like, it's just. I feel so conflicted. Like, yes, it's beautiful to see this really strong connection between a mother and daughter, but for goodness sake, it's like really sickeningly clingy kind of thing. I don't know if I need to sit on it a little bit. But yeah, I think I'll sit on it a little bit and say more in my wrap up. Right now, I am going to. Well, I don't know if I'll get any more reading done tonight. I've just purchased This My Turd by Stephanie Wrobel, and it has said if you're a fan of Nine Perfect Strangers by Leanne Moriarty, or Moriarty, however you want to pronounce her last name, then you will really like this. And I really thoroughly enjoyed the TV show. I've read a Leanne Moriarty book before, and I just wasn't a fan of it, so I don't think she's an author for me. But I'm like, it said if you like Nine Perfect Strangers by Leanne Moriarty, you will like this. I really thoroughly enjoyed the TV show. I thought it was so good. Just these characters that need help, and it's like more of a character study. However, this one seems to be a little bit more dangerous than in Nine Perfect Strangers. So I am intrigued. Very intrigued. Hopefully I will enjoy this one a little bit more, even though this one has a very mixed ratings. But yeah, I'm intrigued. It's a little longer than I was expecting. It's like 370 pages, but I hopefully, fingers crossed, I should be able to breeze through it. Just wanted to say I have finished a book, and I do want to try start another one. I don't start work tomorrow until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so if I get up at a reasonable time, I should be able to get enough of this book started. So yeah, all good. I'm gonna go now, rest up a bit, sleep. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Like, it has not been that long. It has literally been 30 seconds, not even. I just read like the prologue, I guess you could say, for This Might Hurt. I think I'm gonna like it. It's really fucked up. Like, I don't want to spoil it, but damn, what an explosive start. Holy cow. I just had to tell you that. Like, I only just read that one. I'm up to part 1 now. Color me intrigued. That was something. I'm hoping it will set the tone for how the book will go. Damn, I'm just woohoo. I'm like, well, not woohoo, because ouch. That was something. Should I read a bit more? I don't know. I want to watch TV because I usually don't want to read after I work, because I do mainly night shifts, and I don't want to read too much because my brain's like all fried and stuff. And it was a busy night too. So yeah, I just had to pop on and say, holy damn, what an explosive start. Hopefully it'll keep me entertained. That way I can just go snippy, snippy, snip. Like, literally, if you've read the book, you know what I mean by snippy, snippy, snip. Hopefully I will breeze through this and actually enjoy it, because a lot of people don't seem to be enjoying it and just seem to be underwhelmed by it. Hopefully I'm not one of those ones, because a lot of people have given One Italian Summer like 4 or 5 stars. Only like a very small number of people have given it like 2, 3. Like, it's overwhelmingly positive, One Italian Summer, and I didn't like it. And the fact that a lot of people have given this book, This Might Hurt, low stars, hopefully it might mean that I might like it. You know, like, kind of like opposites kind of thing. Like, I didn't like one book, other people did. Other people didn't like this book, and hopefully I will, kind of thing. Fingers crossed. Okay, it is now Saturday, the 5th of March. I have started This My Church by Stephanie Wrobel, like actually properly started it, other than just reading like the prologue to the book. And I'm liking it so far. So there is multiple perspectives on this. We get Natalie, and then in the other chapters we get, it doesn't have a name, but I'm assuming it is the younger sister, and it is alternating between the two, and it's fast paced. Like, the older sister Natalie is already going to Wisewood, to this place, because in the first chapter. I believe it was the first chapter. She already got sent the email from Wisewood saying, "Would you like to tell your sister what you did, or should we?" And she phoned them, she called them, and they keep saying like you have to be accepted, like an accepted guest to get into it, but she somehow managed to get on there, but she has to leave the day after, like the morning after. We don't know what Natalie, the older sister, did. Kit is the younger sister. We don't know what Natalie did, but it seems like Wise would already know, because when she got the email, there was this PDF folder about how to get there. Like they want her there, but yet when she arrived there at the place that would take her there, they were like, no, you have to be a guest. But like I said, she's on her way to Wisewood right now. The second PDF was a handwritten note about her secret, I'm assuming. Now, we don't know the secret yet, but it's kind of keeping me on my feet. It's kind of keeping me on my toes to see what the secret is and what the sister did. And with Kit's chapters, we get the chapters when Kit and Natalie were younger, like young little girls, and the father is such an abusive asshole. He really is. I can see why Kit would go to a place like that, even if it is dangerous for her. Like, I do believe this place really is dangerous. It is cult-like. It's just very shady. It's like just weird stuff going on here. I'm curious. I am liking it. Hopefully it goes good. Fingers crossed. Yeah, that's all I have to say for now. The father's like quite an abusive asshole, and it seems like if Kit, when she was younger, didn't do what her father asks her to do, then Natalie, who the father calls her Jack because the father always wanted a son first, so Natalie would get in trouble for that, and I'm assuming she would get beaten up. But there's this kind of point system that they have to adhere to, and it's just it's abusive. It's nothing short of abusive. It's more emotional, psychological, mental. I don't know if it's physical, but it is abusive behavior that this father has. And they don't call him dad. The little girls call him sir. It's that kind of thing. And it seems like the mother doesn't really know what to do with it because she just seems to sleep all the time. I think the mother either like got beaten up, or maybe she went through the same treatment that the daughters did. I don't really entirely know, but I think the mother's scared. I don't have too much else to say other than I am like really enjoying it, and I hope it continues to be good. I'm hoping for like some dark aspects of it. I really am. I'm hoping for some darkness to come out in this. And yeah, just it's all going good so far. I'm going to go read some more, and I'll be back with another update. Hello, it is now Monday, the 7th of March. I'm up to page 16 in This My Church by Stephanie Wrobel. I did not update you yesterday, I don't think, Sunday. I worked, and the weekend was so busy, it was ridiculous. But anyway, I did end up reading a little bit more last night I should say, and I have a theory that the chapters with no name and no date, I think they might be the teacher in this self-help retreat cult group. I could be wrong because it does seem like those chapters are Kit, but I am onto Kit's chapter now, where we actually see the name Kit under the chapter. So I don't know, like it's my theory, but it doesn't seem right. I don't know, just some things I'm picking up that I'm just like, is it this person or is it not this person? Just some things that she has said or that this person has said. But anyway, it is getting good. It is good. I'm hoping we will be getting similar things to like the first chapter or the preface, not the preface, the prologue. And I'm wondering if that, like, what that person did with her tongue was a part of like being fearless, of not showing fear. And we are getting Kit's chapters. Kit's chapters is like when she first started in Wisewood. There's just something shady going on. I am getting 9 Perfect Strangers by Leanne Sorry, got really interrupted. Different position. I am getting 9 Perfect Strangers by Leanne Moriarty vibes. The TV show, not the book. the TV show. But the TV show was not as cult-like as this one because there's something shady going on. Oh, do I want to say staff members? Well, actually, the women that are staff members are like bald. They have no hair at all. I don't want to say too much because I want to read, and it is getting interesting. The reason why I say maybe Kit's chapters were not the unknown chapters. I'm just going to call them the unknown chapter. Or the unknown perspective. We got Natalie, and we are now getting Kit. When Kit started in Wisewood, like a while ago for her 6-month thingamajig, making me wonder that the unknown perspective is someone else. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that theory is going out the window a little bit. Time will tell, and reading will definitely let me know, so I'm gonna go do that right now. It is 10:30, it is still Monday. Had work. I'm back reading now because I seem to be reading more in nighttime than I am at the daytime. Part 2 seems to be more with Kit's perspective, the sister's perspective, and also Rebecca. I was right this morning about how I told you how each alternating chapter either has Rebecca or Kit. Then there is a chapter with no name underneath it with an unknown perspective. I was right in my theory that it was the teacher in Wisewood, the one that I'm assuming created Wisewood. Rebecca. That's her name, Rebecca. Oh, I was wrong in the beginning, but then I thought to myself, hey, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right. And I ended up being correct in that theory. I just want to see more fucked up shit. I understand we're getting the backstory, now we are getting a bit of a backstory part 2. I'm hoping part 3 is when it really ramps up. Part 3 is the longest one, so maybe it'll ramp up then. I am enjoying it. I am really enjoying it, I really am. It's just damn, that first chapter of sorts, the prologue, was just so damn good. That was fascinating. And I can definitely see from Rebecca's perspective, that we now know is Rebecca and her chapters, about how she talks about fearlessness and how, with each chapter, there's the word fearlessness in it. And Wisewood is all about conquering that fearlessness. I wonder if there's a bit of a parallel between Kit and Rebecca though, because they seem a little bit similar. I don't know what Kit's father's like. I really don't, because Kit and Natalie have said that they haven't talked to their father in ages. And I'm wondering if there's a bit of a parallel between Kit and Natalie and also Rebecca's parents, or I should say father. I am going to continue reading. I will read as much as I possibly can get done, and I will see you tomorrow, or I'll give you another update soon. I don't know if it'll be after or before I fall asleep or tomorrow, but either way I will update you. And I will get this book done tomorrow. Hiya, it is Wednesday. Yesterday, Tuesday night. When was Tuesday? Look, I think it was the 8th. Tuesday, the 8th of March. I finished. Give me a minute, the name is coming back to me. I just woke up. This Might Hurt by Stephanie Wrobel. Really, really enjoyed it. I really, truly did. I'll just give you my quick thoughts and then give you a little bit more of a detailed thoughts in my wrap-up. It was really good. I really liked how the cult basically focused on. It is definitely a cult. The teacher is a fucking psycho nut. I like how we see her backstory for how she ended up being who she is, because she's no different to her father. Bit of a spoiler, but you will see. You will see she's no different to her father. Just try to push that in the back of your mind. She's no different. The way she's been conditioned to think has really affected her outlook on life, has really affected her career with this Wisewood place. Ooh, it was also really interesting to see Kit, to see how she became who she now is. I really like seeing that in thrillers. I like seeing the descension or an ascension of someone who is either good or bad. Some parts were a little predictable. However, some of those predictions and theories that I had that became correct, there were twists in with them as well. So it was predictable, but it kind of oh damn, I did not see that coming. I feel like it should not have been split into 3 parts. Part 1 is like an introductory into Natalie finding Kit, and when the email was sent to Natalie, and then we also get Rebecca's perspective as well, or Teacher's perspective. Some people got a bit confused. I'll just let you know that it is Teacher's perspective. Then part 2 was Teacher becoming teacher, and then it was also Kit becoming a member of Wisewood. Part 3 was all of them combined, like now, because we don't get Natalie's perspective in part 2. I think if the author had wanted to split the book into parts, I think it should have at least been 2 parts. That would be kind of get like an introductory kind of thing with the characters, and then bam, the good shit happens. It was like a little bit slow, especially part 2. I was banking on part 3 being a little bit more something a little bit more extra. It was. I think that was it I had to say. Oh, that ending, my gosh, that ending. It's kind of open-ended, but then you can kind of guess what was gonna happen based off how it happened to another character kind of things. I was hoping one thing, it's not really a flaw, it was just something I was expecting, but it kind of did but didn't happen. It did, but not to the extent that I was looking for. In the prologue, I'm gonna say, we see a woman like literally cut her tongue with a pair of shears. I would have liked to have seen that, especially when we get to like the good parts, especially when we got to part 3 or even part 2. If you read the book, you know what I'm talking about. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of that intensity, a little bit more of that violence, that grimminess. I do see a lot of similarities between 9 Perfect Strangers and this book. 9 Perfect Strangers, the person that runs that place was actually very genuine. It wasn't very cult-like. I was thinking, what the hell is this place? But it was not cult-like at all. It was like an actual proper place. This one in Wisewood with This Might Hurt was a definite 100% cult. And I like at the end how the author, in the author's note, wrote down cults. Like wrote down a little something about cults, a little information about cults and how they are perceived, but really not how cults are formed, because I think we all know how cults are formed. Well, a little bit of that, but also what cults entail for some people, what being in a cult means to some people who are in a cult, like are members of a cult. I really liked it. I thought it was actually really good. I was a little worried. It's like, oh no, please don't. But then, like, towards the end, like, part 3 really sold it for me. Especially part 3, and then thinking back to parts 1 and 2, I thought it was good. I really did. I will be reading more of Stephanie Wrobel's books, because I think she's good. I think this one is a little bit better than Rose Gold, the Recovery of Rose Gold. I think that was the first one, her debut. I do think it is a little better. Maybe I need to reread that book because I'm actually thinking about it, but yeah, I really liked it. And that is the end of this reading vlog. My reading anticipated reading vlog, so thank you very much. Leave a comment down below. Have you read any of these books? Did you enjoy them? And I will see you in the next video. Bye!